The scream tore through the stillness of the forest like a knife through silk. A young girl's cry, sharp and desperate, echoed across the quiet countryside. Birds startled from the trees, scattering into the sky, but no one else seemed close enough to hear her. No one, except a barefoot village boy carrying a bundle of firewood along a narrow path. His name was Arif. He was poor, worn by the sun and by life's hardships, yet in his chest beat a heart that never turned away from someone in need. The sound made his pulse quicken. He dropped his bundle and ran toward the cry. And there, in a clearing, he saw her, sinking, struggling, her pale hands reaching out from a pit of quicksand that seemed determined to swallow her whole. Before the story unfolds further, dear viewers, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of unexpected encounters that change lives, then please take a moment to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Royal Stories. Your support keeps these heart-touching tales alive. Arif didn't stop to think. His bare feet slapped against the muddy earth as he sprinted toward the girl. She was dressed in clothes far too fine for the countryside, a silk blouse now stained, delicate shoes ruined, golden earrings glinting in the sun. She didn't belong here, that much was clear. But in that moment, all Arif saw was a life at the edge of vanishing. He tore off a thick branch from a nearby tree, lay flat on his stomach near the edge of the pit, and pushed it toward her. His arms trembled under the strain as she clung to the branch with every ounce of strength left in her. Slowly, painfully, he pulled her out, inch by inch, until she collapsed beside him on the ground, gasping, her hair plastered to her face, her body trembling. The girl, Alina, was the only daughter of one of the country's most powerful billionaires. But in that moment, she hid it. She couldn't find the words, couldn't explain why she was there, couldn't reveal her identity to this boy with calloused hands and eyes that seemed too kind for a world so harsh. Instead, she whispered a faint thank you. And Arif, wiping mud from his face, simply nodded. To him, she wasn't a daughter of wealth or status. She was just someone who had needed saving. As the days passed, Alina found reasons to stay in the village longer than she'd planned. Officially, she told her driver she needed time away from the noise of the city, but truthfully, she was drawn to the boy who had pulled her back from death. Arif lived in a small hut with his younger sister, working odd jobs just to keep food on the table. He had no dreams of riches, his only dream was survival. Yet Alina noticed the way he treated his sister gently, the way he worked tirelessly with dignity, and the way his laughter lit up even the smallest moments. But their worlds were too far apart. Alina hid her background, terrified of what would happen if the truth came out. She feared he would pull away, that he would see her not as a girl, but as the unreachable heiress to a fortune. So she remained silent, even as their bond grew, even as something unspoken and fragile began to bloom between them. Arif, though, began to notice strange things about her. Her words sometimes hinted at an education far beyond the village, her manners were refined, and the necklace she wore, though modest in her attempt to conceal it, was clearly crafted with wealth. Yet he never asked. He had learned that in life, people carried secrets, and if she didn't wish to share hers, he would not force her. The struggle came when Alina's father found out where she had been. The billionaire stormed into the village with cars and guards, his anger filling the dusty streets like a thundercloud. He saw his only daughter covered in mud, standing beside a boy with torn clothes in a hut barely holding together. To him, this was humiliation. In a voice that cut through the air, he warned Arif never to come near his daughter again. He even offered money, thrusting an envelope into the boy's hands as payment for saving her. Arif's jaw tightened. He didn't take it. Instead, he let the envelope fall into the dirt and walked away, his pride wounded but his dignity intact. Alina's heart broke that day. She tried to fight for him, but her father's will was iron. She was sent abroad, far from the village, far from the boy who had risked his life for her. The days turned into months, and months into years, yet the memory of Arif never left her. She remembered the warmth of his hands pulling her from death, the calm in his voice when she panicked, and the way he had looked at her without knowing or caring who she really was. Meanwhile, Arif's life was not easy. His sister grew ill, and he worked harder than ever, often breaking under the weight of responsibilities. There were nights when he lay awake, staring at the ceiling of their fragile hut, wondering why he felt the emptiness she had left behind. Yet, despite all the hardship, he never cursed fate. He believed that sometimes love wasn't meant for those who dreamed of it, but for those who carried it quietly in their hearts. Years later, fate proved him wrong. Alina returned, no longer just the billionaire's daughter, but a woman who had fought for her own independence. She had carved her own path, but her heart remained the same. She searched the village until she found him, older now, worn from labor, but still the same boy with eyes full of kindness. Their reunion was not filled with fireworks, but with quiet tears and unspoken understanding. She told him everything, her identity, her silence, her struggles, and begged him not to turn away. And Arif, though shocked, did not. Because to him, she had never been just a billionaire's daughter. She was the girl he had pulled from Quicksand, the girl who had shared laughter under the village stars, the girl who had made him believe that even in the harshest life, love could bloom. Their journey was not simple. They faced opposition, doubt, and battles between two worlds. But in the end, their love endured, proving that sometimes the strongest foundations are built not on wealth or status, but on moments when two lives collide unexpectedly, and one hand reaches out to save the other. If this story touched your heart, dear viewers, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Royal Stories. Your engagement keeps these emotional tales alive and allows more people to experience them. And before we end, here's a special request. Comment below what you would have done if you were in Alina's place. Would you have revealed your true identity to Arif, or kept it hidden as she did?